diverse roles that can come under computer science. Thirdly, there is innovation and creativity. There are many people who involve new technologies to solve some real problems in the world by their own creativity and innovation. And definitely, it solves the problem solving skills, like in DSA, which are asked in interviews. So, computer science sharpens your brains as well. Also, it's of global relevance, for you can do remote jobs from staying in the country and working for foreign companies while staying at your home. Also, it allows you to continuously learn, as the computer science is an ever evolving field. So you will be continuously learning new things and probably will never get bored. Also, interdisciplinary collaboration is a great thing. I guess that's why NEP introduces IDC, your interdisciplinary course. Like computer science can be used as a merger between two different streams. Uh, like you can apply computer science in medicine or finance or maybe engineering, and hence computer science is a very wide and integrated subject. uh, Next you can have like the entrepreneurship. Many tech startups are always evolving, so if you have an idea of computer science, you can definitely create products or apps that are most valuable and can be a very good $1 million startup. Next, many students ask me like, do you really need a laptop for computer science? I guess it varies. If you already have a laptop, like uh, I used my laptop from matriculation that was given to me by Assam government for the 3 years, and then also I'm currently using it. So as such, there is no requirement of high-end computers. And if you ask about computer lab, yes, you can use them from with proper permission and dedication. You can always access the computer lab of your department. Apart from that, if you are really want to buy a new laptop as you are beginning your new journey, so I would suggest these requirements, that you at least go for minimum i5 unless you have budget constraint, or you can go for i3. RAM should be minimum 8 GB. Don't go for 4 GB. These are not these days sufficient for your day-to-day task. Also, always prefer SSD. Don't go for hard drives. SSD makes a much difference. You can get for low storage for 256 GB, but still always prefer SSD. Also, many students start buying gaming laptops, but I don't think you should buy gaming laptops until you are really hardcore gamer, or like you are doing video editing. Always try to buy lightweight, portable, good laptop with good battery life. It will last you long and also will be very easy to carry. And I always say you should prefer going to a store and experience the laptops, different laptops yourself, and then decide on a decision whether you want to buy that laptop. Don't unnecessarily buy your first laptop from online. You might regret that later. Also, I think you shouldn't buy any laptop below 30K budget. You should always buy something above that only. In next, student asked me many questions like, do you need to really buy computer science books? I Let me tell you one thing, that computer science is a very democratic field. You can find any research online anytime. You can even find the PDF of the books online. If you want to study a different topic, you can go through different websites like Geek for Geeks, Java Point, Tutorials Point, and so on. I personally used internet the mostly to study computer science. You can also learn the different topics from YouTube, from various good lectures available on the internet. Also, many questions asked. I haven't studied CS in my HS and not so much in school. So, will I be taught computer science from very basics in the graduation? Then yes, you will be started from the very basic. You will be taught the fundamentals of computer science, the programming and all from A to Z. You will be started from the very first. And for any doubts, you can always come to the computer science faculty. They are very helpful. and you can always ask them for your guidance. And also, of course, seniors and alumni are always there. They will always help you. Uh, then I have prepared some tips like what things you should try to focus on during your 4 years graduation. Firstly, I have written communication and presentation skills. I guess we can see that doing work is not only the most important thing. You need to present it, that how well did you did, whether you did the right work, and also you need to communicate with your seniors and understand that what do they want you to do. So you always need to have a good communication skill, and I recommend you to join the GCSC club so that you can start getting mentored from your seniors and also interact with different individuals. Also, I will suggest you to work in a team. Often people start competing with each other in the graduation, and I must say that you shouldn't go that in hard race, and you should always work in a collaborative environment. You should make friends and create something valuable in a group. As you know, in future, if you are working in a company, you eventually will be a part of a big team. So you have to do your work collaboratively and not like competing with each other. If you need help, you need to ask someone. No one is gonna help you if you don't ask. Third thing is, I say you should definitely work on your personal projects. That could, well, while you are learning your programming and development skills, you should make your projects so that you can add it into your resume. And there is GitHub profile. GitHub is a place where you can put your code or projects what you have made and make it available online for your recruiter to see. So definitely work on making a good, attractive GitHub profile. Fourth, I mentioned journaling or blogging. You know, while you are learning, it's always better to write whatever you are learning. It will always give you clarity and the sense of achievement. Also, in future, you might need to require documentation of the work you are doing. So it will definitely help. Also improve your English knowledge skills. And I recommend also you to learn in public. Share whatever you are learning daily on LinkedIn or Twitter, and you will see lots of friends from different colleges and recruiters and also connecting with you. And that will definitely give you an edge over any other student. LinkedIn profile and connection building is a must. Everyone who is looking for a job in corporate sector must have LinkedIn profile. Uh, Even if you submit resume, sometimes recruiters just directly go to your LinkedIn profile and scan through it, and then decide whether to offer you an interview call. So LinkedIn profile building is very important. You should have connections with various people within your domain so that you can see the latest job post if they are vacant, or know what people are currently making project, or be a part of hackathons. uh, and yeah, I definitely recommend hackathons because it is like a 24 hours or 48 hours challenge where you will learn to code with your fellow members constantly within 24 hours, and it is a definite learning experience that one should definitely experience it. Resume building is a must. If you don't start building resume early, you won't understand what are the mistakes you are making while building your resume. So you should definitely start building it as soon as possible, and always prepare for your interviews. Uh, and one thing I would suggest, that always prepare for aptitude, even for normal entrance exams or interview or government exam. Aptitude test is often taken first, so you should have knowledge of basic maths, logic, English, so that you can always be well prepared for your interview and entrance exam. If you are looking for to study further like MSc, MCA, then you should definitely start preparing for entrance exams much early, because believe me, your classmates from other colleges all over the India are all have already started taking coachings and are already moving ahead of you. And since you are just you have just cleared your HS, so you will have a fresh idea of your HS mathematics knowledge. So it is definitely a wise decision, I would say, that you start preparing for your entrance exam right from now. so that if you start because if you don't start now, and if you start for say 2 years, you will see that you might have forgotten most of the old mathematics concept like permutation, combinations, and all. So it's better to always start. And definitely I would say you should do one internship at least in your graduation. As for my knowledge, I have seen in your new FU UG course, you have an internship for fifth sem. So I think that's a very valuable addition. But always try to get any off-campus internship by making projects and good resume. You will always get new opportunities, and you should definitely grab them. And next, what are the degrees you can do after this BSc CS program? The first up is definitely MSc CS. You should definitely do it if you think you want to go for a teaching profession, or go for um, uh, teaching profession and all that. And next you have MCA, which is Masters of Computer Application. It is a professional course, and it definitely has more value. You can definitely compete with your fellow BTech graduates and apply for top MNCs like product-based companies like Microsoft and all this after you do your MCA. Third is MBA. If you are thinking you want to go for a business side with your tech knowledge and build a startup in that arena, or work in a corporate job as consultant or anything, you should definitely try MBA. Fourth option is Master of Design. If you are a good designer with graphic designer or UI UX interface designer, you should definitely consider this program. There are multiple domains with a Master of Design like product design, interaction design, and all. Fifth option, I have written MTech CSE through GATE. Till this date, for MTech, for GATE, you need to at least have 1 year in MSc program. But since I believe now BSc has become 4 years, so after 3-4 years, the GATE association will also update their eligibility criteria and will make your 4 years BSc program directly eligible for GATE examination. So if you want to do MTech from top IITs, then you should definitely start preparing for GATE right from now. And next up is, what are the government job options that you can apply for after BSc? The first step is definitely defense sector. You can go for Navy, Air Force, Army, anything you want. Next up is civil servants service, that is UPSC and all these exams. You can definitely go for them after your graduation. State PSC, SSC CGL, that is combined graduate level, and CHSL. In fact, CHSL you can start applying from right now since you have already passed half. And then SSC CPO, IBPS PO, SBI, railways, teaching jobs like in KBS, CDS, Indian Post, LIC, RBI, DRDO, ISRO. You can apply all of this sector once you graduate from this program. Next, I thought of giving you some tips for government job aspirants. That is passion. You definitely need to have a passion for those government jobs in that sector. Otherwise, it will be a very dull preparation for you. Next is determination. You might not succeed in your first attempt, so you will have to give multiple attempts. So have the determination and patience for applying for those government jobs. Also, be ready to work anywhere, like in defense sector and all. Also, you should expect the outcomes like your initial salary will be very less. Gradually, it will increase, of course, and also it will provide you a stable life. As we all know, government jobs are the most stable options and favorite for any parents right now. And next up is the jobs in IT sector. There are many corporate and private sector jobs in the IT sector, and it has entered all the sectors of industry. And there are various fields like design, support, computer hardware, all of these things in the IT sector. There are in fact different realms of IT sector like planning and development, technical support services. You can go into any this domain. Next up is, what are the broad areas in IT career? You can definitely go for data science. You have many options in data science like data engineering, data analytics. In bracket, I have written what are the technologies you might want to learn to get these roles. Second is AI ML, that is artificial intelligence and machine learning, even deep learning. These are very lucrative fields right now as they are hot topic and trending topics these days. Even if you open social media, you will find AI, ML, all of this all over the social media. Next, broad areas are mobile application development. You can definitely develop apps for Android and iOS, or in fact, there are hybrid options that will work on both the platforms. So you can choose that domain. Next domain is networking. You can work as network security or network engineers in this domain. Also, there is web technology. As I myself have involved in web technology, like in the front end part. Uh, you can also go for backend, which are very lucrative options. And then database engineers, and you need to have a good knowledge of the DBMS architecture and all. And of course, if you are a designer, you can definitely be you can be an user experience designer or a user interface designer, or maybe even graphic designer. These are very lucrative options. And also there are cyber security options like cyber security expert, white hat hacker. You can also go for digital forensics. And also there are side roles like tech support, like voice support, chat support, email support. They are all under the support team. So you see there are many options, and definitely eventually you will have to choose one of the domains. For starters, I believe you should start exploring every one of them and find which one is that you will find most interesting. There are definitely seniors and alumni who can guide you through the process, and by third year I am sure you will find the domain you want to work on. So and definitely before that you need to ask a right question for you, that is an IT career right for you. You need to understand that salary range for an IT sector at start is quite low compared to any other jobs. So you have to bear that. Also, there might be a location or travel. You might have to move to different city like Hyderabad, Bangalore, and you have to live all alone. So you have to definitely prepare for that. You also need to constantly learn, because if you don't learn, eventually you will be replaced by someone who knows and learns better than you. A workplace or team might be constantly changing, so you have to handle it properly. And definitely there is a good amount of stress in an IT career, so you need to definitely be prepared for that. Next up, I believe there is salary range. I have written some of the expected salary range you can expect for this job roles. You can go through them later, as I will provide this PPT to you all. uh, okay. Next are some of the common myths that are prevalent in the IT career in India. A degree in computer science means you are going to be rich immediately. Please don't fall for this narrative. A degree is not so much valuable. Your skills and knowledge are definitely more valuable. A company will just take your eligibility by seeing your degree, but they will hire you after testing you thoroughly through different rounds of interviews. So you need to definitely work on your skills and projects and DSS skills. Everyone in IT is a developer. See, it is very wrong assumption. Some are doing just team management jobs or a team coordinator. So not everyone is a developer or code. Some are in the documentation sector. Some write documentation for different projects. Also, all engineers have a career in IT. This is a myth, because there are many unemployed engineers who still don't find a job in the IT, as they are termed as unemployable. So you need to definitely improve thoroughly through your skill. Next is mathematically impaired people need not apply. It is believed that you need to be very good at mathematics. So I believe it is not that. You should have a basic understanding of mathematics, uh, as there will be DSA questions, mathematics based, like permutation, combination, and matrix. So you need to have a basic understanding, but being exceptionally good at mathematics is definitely not needed. Academic marks don't matter for getting IT jobs. This is a false narrative. You need to definitely have a decent amount of marks. You don't need to be a topper, but you need to have a decent CGPA. Otherwise, what will happen is that if you have a low CGPA, then others who have more CGPA than you will get interview calls, and you will be left out. You won't even get the chance of sitting for an interview. So definitely try to work on all of them simultaneously and don't let any one of them fall. Also, there is another false narrative that you should have professional certifications and you are ready to work. Some people are always up for certificate, whatever programmers are organizing, they are up certification, they are even paying for the certificates. I want to tell you that certificates don't really have any value. If you have projects and work to show, they are more valuable than these certificates. Next narrative is that IT career is not for women. This is a very false narrative. There are multiple women working in IT jobs. Also, people skills don't matter in IT jobs. This is a very false narrative, as you will be constantly meeting with new people, doing meetings with your boss and juniors. So you definitely need to have people skills to convey what you want to tell them, or what have you done to provide them updates. You definitely need to work on your language, presentation skills, and all. Um Next up is a question that many students ask me, like, will AI replace their jobs? As far as till today, as far I have explored, AI still doesn't have the capability to write complex and creative code. So you can rest assured, these days only AI can write beginner-friendly codes or boilerplate. They don't really focuses on the hardcore development skills. You cannot write code like backend code through AI. It will always provide false code that will not run properly. So you definitely need to um, know thoroughly a language and their concept. Definitely AI can help you with to fasten the process. It is very good in creating documentation and running test cases. So definitely a person who knows how to use AI will save more time and be more efficient than you. So yeah, definitely make AI your friend and learn to work in coordination with that. But definitely feel free that AI is not gonna replace your job, at least for this time. And with that, I can conclude my lecture here. And this is my social handles. If you have any further queries anytime in the future, you can always get in touch with me in social, and I am happy to help you in any way possible. Thank you.
Thank you, Kaustav, for enlightening us with your journey and valuable insights.